My parents mortgaged our house for my brother, then tried to hijack my wedding, so I uninvited them, and what I did next left everyone speechless. Hey everyone, I'm Mia, a 29-year-old from Savannah, Georgia, and I've got a story that'll make your head spin. It's about how my parents mortgaged our family home for my golden brother, brushed off my struggles, tried to hijack my wedding, and how I turned the tables in a way that left everyone stunned. If you've ever felt like your family plays favorites or tried to steal your moment, grab a sweet tea and settle in. This one's a roller coaster of betrayal, drama, and a comeback that'll have you cheering. Last May, my fiancé, Lucas, proposed. He's 30, a chef with a smile that lights up a room, and my partner in crime for 5 years. We met at a food truck festival on River Street in Savannah, where I was devouring a shrimp po' boy and he was manning a taco truck. I teased him about his fancy guacamole. He fired back with a quip about my sauce-stained shirt, and we've been inseparable since. When he proposed on Tybee Island at sunset with waves crashing and gulls overhead, I said yes before he even finished. We planned an April wedding, dreaming of a spring celebration at a historic plantation house just outside Savannah. Think blooming azaleas, Spanish moss, and 90 guests dancing under twinkle lights. It was our fresh start, our new chapter. But my family had other plans. Growing up in a craftsman-style house in Savannah's Ardsley Park, I was the middle child, sandwiched between my older brother, Nate, 32, and younger sister, Chloe, 25. Nate was the golden boy, Mom and Dad's pride, the kid who could do no wrong. If he skipped school, he was adventurous. If I forgot my homework, I was irresponsible. Chloe, the baby, got a free pass for everything, while I was the irresponsible one expected to hold it together. The favoritism hit hard when college rolled around. Nate wanted to study business at Georgia Tech, but his grades were mediocre. No problem. Mom and Dad took out a second mortgage on our house to cover his tuition, room, and board. They said it was an investment in his future. By the time I applied to Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD, the family savings were gone. And you're resourceful, Mia, Mom said. You'll figure it out. I did. Scholarships, waitressing at a cafe on Broughton Street, and student loans I'm still paying off. It stung, but I gritted my teeth and made it work. Now, at 29, I'm a freelance photographer with a solid gig shooting weddings and portraits. For 3 years, I've been sending my parents $800 a month to help with that mortgage, $28,800 total. I didn't do it for praise, I just didn't want them to lose the house. But even that never earned me a thank you. Nate, meanwhile, floundered. After college, he bounced between failed startups and sketchy investments, living rent-free at home. He's been dating his girlfriend, Tara, for 4 years, but their relationship is a mess. Constant fights, breakups, and makeups. Tara's been hinting at a ring, but Nate's too busy chasing get-rich-quick schemes to commit. When I called Mom to share my engagement news, I hoped for excitement. Instead, she said, "That's sweet, Mia, but Nate's having a tough time. This might upset him." Ma was baffled. Why would my engagement upset Nate? She mumbled something about him feeling left behind, and changed the subject. A month later, Nate announced he was proposing to Tara, at a vague, sometime soon, date. It felt like a knee-jerk reaction to my news, but I stayed out of it. His life, his drama. By September, Nate's proposal plans fizzled. Tara gave him an ultimatum, propose by year's end or she was done. He panicked, tried to launch another business selling crypto NFTs, eye roll, and lost $10,000 of Mom and Dad's savings. Tara dumped him, and he spiraled, crashing on their couch, ranting on social media about haters. I felt bad and tried to reach out, but he snapped, "You don't get it, Mia. You've got it all figured out." It hit me. His narcissism was in overdrive. He couldn't stand me moving forward while he floundered, so he turned me into the enemy. Tensions grew. Mom and Dad stopped asking about my wedding plans, dodging my calls about venues or dresses. I thought they were just stressed about Nate, but I should have seen the signs. In late January, Lucas and I sent out our wedding invitations. I was thrilled. Our vision was coming to life. But 4 days later, Mom called, her voice tight. "Mia, can you come over? It's important." I pressed for details, but she just said, "We'll talk in person." Annoyed but curious, I drove to their house, leaving Lucas to finalize our playlist at our apartment in Thunderbolt. Walking in, I felt like I'd stepped into an ambush. Nate was sprawled on the couch, smirking like he'd won the lottery. Mom and Dad sat stiffly, like they'd rehearsed a script. Chloe was there too, avoiding my eyes. Mom started with a speech about family unity and sharing big moments. Then she hit me with it. Nate wants to propose to Tara at your wedding reception. It's the perfect time, everyone's together, the setting's romantic. It'll be beautiful. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. Nate's smirk didn't budge. Absolutely not, I said. This is my wedding, not a stage for Nate's drama. Mom frowned. Ann frowned. And don't be selfish, Mia, it's just a small moment. It won't overshadow your day. Small moment? I snapped. It's a proposal. At my wedding, Dad chimed in. Family supports each other, Mia. Nate's struggling. This could turn things around for him. Nate leaned forward. And making this a big deal for no reason. Tara loves weddings. It'll be epic. I was floored. Epic for who? You? Why can't you plan your own proposal? He shrugged. Why bother? Your wedding's already set up. Lights, music, crowd, it's perfect. I felt the gaslighting creep in, their words twisting my reality, making me question if I was overreacting. I held firm. No. If you try this, you're all uninvited, Mom gasped. You'd kick us out of your wedding? Try me, I said. And that $800 a month I send you, that stops too. The room went silent. Dad's face reddened. You're threatening us? After all we've done for you? Done for me? I laughed bitterly. You mortgaged the house for Nate, left me to fend for myself, and now you want to hijack my wedding. I'm done. Nate jumped up. You're just jealous. You've always hated that I'm the favorite. I walked out, heart pounding, and called Lucas. He was livid. They're delusional, he said. We're not letting them ruin this. Mom didn't back down. She called daily, alternating between guilt trips. Nate's so depressed, Mia. Be a good sister, and fake compromises. What if he proposes after the cake cutting? Dad emailed me a lecture about family duty. Nate texted snarky jabs. Bet your wedding won't even be that great. Tara deserves this more than you. Chloe, usually neutral, called to say, just let him do it. It's easier. It's easier. The codependency was suffocating, everyone enabling Nate, expecting me to fall in line. I started doubting myself. Was I being selfish? Lucas snapped me out of it. It's our day, Mia. They don't get to rewrite it. We doubled down, hiring a wedding coordinator in Savannah who promised to keep things on track. Something felt off about Nate's urgency. Why my wedding? Why now? I'm nosy by nature. Comes with the photography gig, so I did some digging. I checked Nate's social media, old texts, and even called a mutual friend from Pooler. What I found was explosive. Nate wasn't planning to propose to Tara. He was staging a fake engagement to scam her family. Tara's dad owned a car dealership in Hinesville, and Nate planned to charm him with a romantic proposal, then borrow money for a business venture. He'd bragged about it in a group chat I wasn't supposed to see. Worse, Mom and Dad knew. They'd agreed to help, hoping Nate's success would ease their financial strain. I also found bank statements on Mom's laptop. She'd asked me to fix it months ago and left it logged in. They'd been funneling my $800 payments to Nate's businesses, not the mortgage. I'd been played for years. By March I was done. I called Mom and said, "You're uninvited. All of you. No wedding, no more money." She sobbed, called me cruel. Dad yelled about family betrayal, and Nate sent a voice memo screaming I'd cheer. Chloe said, "You're overreacting." I didn't budge. This was my boundary formation, cutting the cord on their toxic control. To protect our day, Lucas and I hired security for the venue and briefed our coordinator, Jenna, about the situation. No uninvited guests, no surprises, I told her. She nodded. I've got your back. April came, and our wedding was a dream. The plantation glowed under a pink sunset, azaleas bursting with color. Lucas and I exchanged vows as cicadas hummed, our friends and his family cheering. No drama, just love. But I had a plan. During our honeymoon in St. Augustine, I compiled my evidence, Nate's group chat screenshots, bank statements, and a timeline of their scheme. I hired a lawyer in Savannah to draft a cease and desist letter to Nate, warning him against further fraud. I also tipped off Tara's dad, who was grateful, and cut Nate off completely. Back home, I invited my family to a post-wedding brunch at a cafe on Jones Street. They showed up, Mom, Dad, Nate, Chloe, thinking I'd caved. I let them order mimosas, then stood up with a projector. "Let's clear the air," I said, and played a presentation, slides of Nate's scam texts, proof of their lies and my payments misused. I narrated, Nate, you planned to scam Tara's family. Mom, Dad, you enabled him, knowing it was fraud. Chloe, you stayed silent. You demanded my wedding for Nate's con and stole my money for years. The cafe went quiet. Mom cried. Dad stammered, we didn't mean. Nate yelled, you're lying. I held up my phone. It's all here, and the Savannah PD has a copy. Nate, expect a fraud investigation. Mom, Dad, check your accounts. He's been draining them too, and that $800, done forever. I walked out, Lucas by my side as they sat frozen. The lawyer sent the cease and desist that week, and Tara's dad spread the word, tanking Nate's reputation. Nate's under investigation, fraud, theft, the works. Mom and Dad are drowning in debt, begging me to help. I'm no contact. Chloe apologized, but I'm keeping her at a distance. Lucas and I are thriving in Thunderbolt, building our life with people who value us. That brunch reveal, watching their world crumble as the truth hit, was my victory. I broke free from their trauma bond, choosing my happiness over their chaos. What do you think? Was I too ruthless, or did they earn it? Drop your thoughts below.